Take a swig.
It's almost that time.
Yeah, man, the Swig podcast,
Yeah,
man.
we gotta tune in.
Hey, man, let me grab this beer right quick, man.
Yeah, let me get my drink ready.
Yeah, man, oh, shoot, man, they be talking about all types of on it, man. The lagers, the man.
There's some beers I ain't never even heard of on there.
We about to learn about them, though, shoot.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
What's up, world? It's your boy, the Bearded Brother.
And Shani Hadia, the marvelous gift, in the building.
What's up, good people? Hope you've been having a good week, had a good weekend, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man, we I know I had one. My little brother and sister-in-law came in town. I got my niece out the house to come kick it. I took them to Crazy Gnome to try my beer. So that was a fun experience.
Need to get out there to try that.
Yeah, man, you got to give it a
detour after this recording.
Yeah, and they got that pecan pie stout, which was really tasty. I think I'm gonna bring the crowns and hops to the brewery to have like a side by side tasting with them to see how that see how they pair against each other. I gotta check to see if the crowns and hops has lactose. You know, we talked about it before, like we don't think they do, but there's, you know, if Crowns and Hops doesn't have lactose, I'm definitely giving it the Crowns and Hops because I mean, if you can brew a beer that tastes that tasty,
make it a dessert beer,
and it's not overly sweet. Neither one of them is overly sweet, but if they can knock that out without lactose, I'm definitely giving them the Crown. But that's not to take away from Crazy Gnomes because that pie, Pie the Knot is what it's called.
Yes, yeah, I saw that on
Pie the Knot.
Media. The
bartender, she's getting married this month, so she wanted a collab beer,
that's gonna be her
bartender
beer at the
series. I don't, probably. She probably gonna have some at the wedding. She probably gonna have some at the wedding.
I might have to crash that now.
Yeah. Send us an invite, girl. As long as you socially distance that wedding, you know.
Right.
But I was gonna go to Bearded Iris for their release, their anniversary. But I forgot. Really, I forgot it was their anniversary. I was just gonna go because they made the announcement that the tap room's open, and y'all know I love me some IPAs. So I was like, shit, Bearded Iris tap room open.
Go.
You know, like this official, like a referee with a whistle. I'm ready to go, but I'm gonna probably hit them during the week, and that way, it's less people.
Exactly.
I was already rolling with 6, which was enough. 6 of us all together, that was enough. And then having if it was crowded, like, you know, because it was their anniversary weekend, yeah, that was too much. That would have been too much for me.
Right. Yeah, I was not part of that group of 6 because I was taking my Doberman puppy out into public for the first time. He got vaccinated so he could be around other dogs and all that good stuff. And he did well enough for a puppy. We went to New Heights and he was cool. Like, he got to another dog. There was another dog there. You know how you are with your best friend in class. You just cutting up the whole time. That's exactly what it was. Like, they were just acting a fool with each other, but weren't really bothering anybody. He did really well. Of course, had great beer at New Heights. They have a golden stout there that's
so
delicious.
What is this golden stout? That sounds very interesting. Like, it's intriguing. Is it like have you had the cream stout? Have you had a cream stout before?
Yeah.
Is it kind of that?
No, it's not as like filling as one of those, but like it still drinks and pours like a stout. It's just golden. And it still has the same adjectives. It was like cinnamon and a couple other things in it.
Did it have any coffee notes?
It did.
Because they really knocked out that coffee and cream ale. And when you think coffee, of course, like they're getting these coffee notes, and it's very, I mean, it's a golden beer. It's not, you know, it's not dark. So the coffee and cream aspect is.
It wasn't as strong as their coffee and cream.
Okay.
It had a couple other things like cinnamon and stuff like that. I tasted more cinnamon than the coffee. The coffee was more of like a.
Okay.
Here's a little just on the back end for you.
Okay.
But I tasted more of the cinnamon and stuff like that. It was really good. And then after that, I did go to Bearded Iris because I was able to order their anniversary release. And so, like, they had a really cool experience where it was like a virtual waiting room, and then you be able to like walk into this virtual store, and you only have 5 minutes to really make your choice and check out, or they'll put it back, repopulate back into their website, which I think should be a thing, because I know people probably just put it in their cart and leave just so they definitely have it. I think that's a good way to combat that. So I thought it was a really cool concept, so I hope it's a thing that keeps going. But enough talking about the Bearded Iris anniversary. We got 2 of them right here, but we don't know which one to start. So how do we choose?
So we got the Rhyme and the Reason. They released the East Coast versus West Coast beer. And we were like, well, you know, which one to start with? I kind of have an idea of which one I want to drink because
I have a different idea. I already know. She's
I'm
going
a
West Coast. I'm going East Coast.
So we probably couldn't come up with that, you know, together. So I got a dime.
That's top of the line.
We're gonna
Cute face, slim waist with Vic behind. No, oh no,
No.
like the coin. My bad.
No,
Sorry.
the coin.
My bad.
So we're gonna flip the coin and see where where we land. And so I say heads is Rhyme, tails is Reason.
Gotcha.
All right, nice flip. We got a nice flip there. Heads is Rhyme, tails is Reason. It's heads. So we're starting off with the Rhyme, which is West Coast. Now, whether West Coast is the best coast or East is the beast, this is going to be fun. And it's really going to be based off of Bearded Iris's beer. Yes. Because if I like the West Coast, the East Coast better, I'm blaming it on it being Bearded Iris. And
they purposely brewed the East one better.
Yeah. Turn that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Okay, so we pouring it up. What's the clarity on that? Might have to give you a little more.
It's got some haze to it. Nice color, though. It's like a nice straw color, so...
So for my West Coast...
very beachy.
I do enjoy when I can kind of see through them. You know, I don't want them hazy. Okay, I'm getting West. All right, so there's Simcoe, Citra.
Does not drink West Coast though.
Simcoe, Citra, Syra, Cryo. I don't know what the fuck Syra was, but Citra, Cryo, and Strata. And let me take my sip.
It doesn't drink like West Coast. It's not like sharp. Doesn't have a sharpness to it like I would.
It has a little bit of a bite, but it definitely has that Bearded Iris
touch to it.
It's a West Coast Bearded Iris. It's not because I'm not getting dank. I'm not getting resiny or anything. It's still floral.
Yeah.
Very floral. West Coast can definitely be that, but I look for a little bit of more of a bite.
Yeah.
When I drink a West Coast IPA.
And I noticed there's a couple other breweries on there, so Bearded Iris didn't make this alone.
Oh yeah, so the whole thing is a seven brewery collab.
I want to know how you pulled that off.
Well, usually they definitely collab a lot. They're down to do the collab, and I would like to hear more about. Yeah, it's like what is when 4 breweries go in on a beer? What is that process? What comes of that? You know what I'm saying?
Who does what?
Yeah, I feel like they were all sitting around and they just homies came together and was like, let's talk about the goddamn, let's just talk about a beer. What would you put in a beer? Man, I would goddamn do this. And they just drinking.
Sandwiches.
Yeah. So on the Rhyme, which we're drinking, again, the West Coast IPA, we have Highland Park Brewery. Ooh. Green Cheek Beer Co. And then there's this TM. I don't know what the TM.
Modern Times.
Oh, maybe Modern Times. Okay.
Modern Times beer.
Yeah. So it's MT. The other ones had the actual name on it. But yeah, it's not a bad beer. It's just probably not what I would stamp as a West Coast IPA.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the description of it. It's Simcoe, Citra, Strata, and Citra Cryo into a lyrical dynamo of lemon meringue pie, fluffy Dole Whip, and just scooped melon ball. So now that I'm like,
okay,
melon ball, that makes sense. I was like, okay, that's where like the subtle fruitiness comes from, and kind of like, I think that melon ball a little bit takes away from that West Coast bite a little bit. That's why it doesn't drink like one, like a West Coast to me. But usually when I see West Coast, I see a lot of Strata and a lot of Citra. I feel like those are the two leading ladies. In
the Simcoe is very
Simcoe
is very West Coast, and that's why I really enjoy Simcoe.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely good.
Good.
Let me see. Let me just take another sip and
indulge in that a little bit.
Now that you've given me the flavor profile they were going to, like I get pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
And I like they said Dole Whip.
Yeah.
It feel like, I don't know, Dole for me is definitely pineapples, though they make other things, but
that's what I think about as well. So
it still has a little. I like the word fluffy. It still has a little fluffiness to it. It has. I probably need to figure out what another term, like a more technical term for it.
That could be the lemon meringue pie kind of, because those are like that's a fluffy pie dessert.
Yeah, okay. I did like a little swallow on the back end, and I got like a little lemon. I got pineapple more than lemon for me.
Yeah.
So
it's like a lemon zest almost.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go to the reason in a second here, but while we're waiting for ourselves to finish the rhyme, so Good Beer Hunting, they dropped a article recently in the last couple days, and it was called "Show the Receipts." It was this article. So they sent out a survey to 51 breweries, one in each state plus DC, which DC should be a state, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. Another episode.
Yeah. They sent out 51 surveys, and of those 51, 23 responded.
Yeah.
One question I have is, why 51? Why just one in each state?
Right.
Like, we did have the list of breweries. Shit, send it to everyone, because I feel like everybody needs to show the receipt. But they probably had some kind of concept behind it. I'm not really,
right.
I'm not really
something different with it.
Yeah, I'm not pressing them on that, but that was just one of my thoughts there. But the 23 responded, and of those 23, 21 of them were donating 100% of the profits. And then the other two were donating 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to give them a little bit of a benefit of a doubt, because it was a pandemic.
What size of brewery were you? Were you a nano, or were you a larger brewery?
Does the size matter?
Find out next week.
Right. On Dragon Ball Z. But does the size matter for the percentage? Like, why would I'm childish. It's making me
We're
giggle.
talking about the brewery, but I'm trying to keep it together.
Right. Every time I said the size matter, I want to giggle. Like, I'm such a kid. But why would the size matter on how much that, not dollar amount, percentage amount? So I'm not getting a $300 donation versus a $3,000 donation. I'm not really getting into that. If 300 was 100% of your sales, then that was 100% of your sales. But why would some of these breweries only do 10%? And I feel like 10% is very low.
It is. It's just
you ain't even go 20.
That's tithing.
You ain't even go 20. Like 20% is like, I'm making a real effort here.
Right. I think in size in that term, it's just like, maybe you don't have the highest of sales, because like you said, it is a pandemic, so people might not be coming to you as often as they usually would, because it's like, I don't want to go out and about because I'm scared of getting sick, blah, blah, blah.
So are you saying, like, on a nano brewery, they might actually have needed that 90% of that money for that beer?
To keep them open.
Yeah.
But the Black is Beautiful is something that will get eyes on them and get feet in the door. Mm-hmm. So granted, like, I hope the main goal was to support Black people, but, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was, like, another top goal right behind that. Is, like, we got to make sure we can keep our doors open.
I mean, that part I do understand. If that is your reasoning, I will, like, I'll sleep better at night on that. But I kind of need to know that was the case, because
that's fair.
I don't know. It just sounds like, you wanted to. Let me just try to go from a positive perspective. Let me just, you know what? I'm gonna just change. I'm gonna just go from a positive perspective. You really wanted to be a part of this, but you were struggling. Mm-hmm. And so you couldn't give up 100% of your sales, and you did the best that you could. And I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, especially because I don't know who the two breweries are that was given 10% who responded.
I was like, I don't know their story. I don't know their profile at all. So I don't be like, you just blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but like, if I find out their name.
Right.
And I go and you're paid and you look like your sales are doing well, I'm going to have some issues.
You run the city when it comes to the craft beer game, I'm going to have a beef with you. But if you just like off in the cut, like been struggling ever since you opened trying to get a piece of the craft brewery scene in the city, and then you're like, okay, this can get more eyes, but like we can't comparatively do what we want to do with the biggest brewery in the city because we only this, they're this.
But here's the thing: it's like I am not your size. Your size doesn't matter. It's your efforts. It's not the motion. This is not the size of the boat. It's the motion of the ocean, right? Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if you did not. Like if you made a decent beer. You tried your best. You were a part of this, and you sold as much as you could. And however much you made off that beer, you donated. You did just as much as a brewery a bigger brewery who had more reach, who did $15,000 versus your $500. You know what I'm saying? You did the same amount. You did the same thing. That brewery just had more reach. They were able to allocate more dollars to the process. That does not negate any smaller breweries. So the only thing I can take is the pandemic hurt us, but we wanted to be a part of this movement because we believe in this movement. Mm-hmm. But I would like to see, and this is really for everybody, so it's not even for the 10%. It's like, yeah, I'm donating this money, and this is all I got to donate, because hell, I only got so much to donate myself. So this is all I got to donate. But here is what I'm doing to continue this conversation, to continue these efforts. I also offer this brewery my tap room on, once a month on Tuesdays for the year.
Right.
To host a community meeting or, and they'll get X amount off of this. Some shit like that, Yeah,
and it's been the question we've been asking. It's like, okay, you only did 10%. Okay, what's next for you? I think that brings that question comes back again. It's like, well, yeah. It's like, okay, you only did 10%, so I'm expecting you to do. What else are you doing?
Here's the thing. I hold the 100% as at the same level.
That's true.
Now, the 10%, I'm looking at you a little cockeyed because you just did 10%. So I'm really expecting you to have and.
Yeah.
With there.
A lengthy and.
Yeah. And
maybe like, an and after that first lengthy and.
Yeah. To really express why you did 10%. Now, you know what? I want to give the credit. There was the brewery that did 10%. At least one of them. They did the 10%. And then they brewed another beer, like a collab beer. And they donated 100% of those profits.
Yeah, and it's like to 2 or 3 other organizations.
As I think about my Midwest road trip, and I think about the climate of the area, the social climate, some of these breweries weren't selling that much. I still don't. This does not say that whole, oh, you just need to give 10%. But I know your Black is Beautiful would not have sold as much.
Right.
If you in a racist ass area, you not racist, so I'm gonna do this Black is Beautiful. But your customership, like, overall, they are
trash.
they trash.
Let's call it what it is, right?
You're not about to let them call niggas out in the you a nigga. Nah, we're not doing that in my brewery. I'm kicking you out. But if you keep your goddamn mouth shut, and I know you don't like Black people, but they ain't got nothing to do with me in this business, you can come in here. You know your community. That's
right.
it. So you might not have sold as much on the Black is Beautiful. I still don't get that 10%. I don't. I still am. Pandemic, the only explanation for that. But I appreciate them brewing another beer. And the name Black is Beautiful is triggering to racist white folks. For whatever fucking reason.
Right.
But y'all know we are beautiful. Y'all be looking at us. You be watching that Black porn. Them Black people are beautiful.
Listen to our music.
You just don't want to give us the credit we deserve. But you be admiring and loving. You be looking, yeah. But yeah, so
where you be clicking.
The Black is Beautiful is triggering for people. So them to brew another beer that was not Black is Beautiful. But all of the proceeds go to a Black organization. I'm okay with the Cloak and Dagger.
Right. And now I wonder, I'm like, I kind of want to see the sales of the Black is Beautiful in the other beer.
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to ask this question. Should Weather Souls have asked for data? Should they have asked for receipts? Hold on that.
Okay.
I am cracking this reason now. Let's also just talk about the West Coast was 8%. This East Coast joint is 9.1%. We had a pre-meeting and we had a couple beers. One of them joints was 10%.
Yes.
That was that triple Homestyle. And I don't even remember the other beer that we had.
It was the Bishop from Black Calder Brewery. It was from, that was double dry hop with Citra? Yes, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah. That was Black owned, and I mean, we always here for representing the Black owned.
We're here for representation.
I got the presidents to represent me. So this one has I
have the
Rawaka. RIWAK.
I gotta do the Wakanda sign for that.
Yeah, Rawaka, hold up a
fist. That's what you get from Wakanda right there. That's a Wakandan hop.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one up. I want to know a little bit more about Rawaka and Mosaic and Nelson. Mm-hmm. I have never heard of Rawaka.
Me neither. I saw the Nelson. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like kind of a wine.
Yeah, that
white wine.
So this has me the emotional complexity from Southern Grits that we were drinking last week. Mm-hmm. I just found out I have another one in the fridge. I'm excited about that. And so that Nelson has me thinking about that one. So what's the profile? What do we?
It reasons precisely crafted. Walker, Nelson, Mosaic Incognito, and Mosaic Cryo Agenda checks off focus notes of candied lime, passion fruit, sorbet, interesting, sweet orange cream, and wait, there's more. And it just talks about all the proceeds going to the Michael James Jackson Foundation, funding education and career advancements for Black, Indigenous, and people of color in the brewing and distilling industries.
Okay, Bearded Iris. Y'all listening to the podcast on the Slick.
Okay, Bearded Iris. I've been messaging back and forth, trying to work on some ideas coming up soon, and they mentioned that. So I think this is part of that release. So that's perfect. All right, that's another reason why I like Bearded Iris. They are always doing something for a reason. Like, I just think that, like, for them, it's just like a beautiful thing and a beautiful way they execute their beer releases. It's always something attached to it that's for the community.
Riwaka hops includes powerfully fueled tropical passion fruit with grapefruit and citrus characters.
That's the passion fruit sorbet situation.
Yeah, I'm giving it to the East Coast on this one. And what they made, my first sip, I just had to like look to the side. I was like, okay, this shit is amazing.
It's light, but it gives you like that IPA feels like, oh, here's the bitterness, but it's not like the main character.
That bitterness, I don't get really any bitterness. I mean, I get the standard. I let me not say any.
It's not overpowering.
Yeah,
it's not the main character.
It's definitely not prevalent in this beer. It's very smooth. Though that Nelson hops comes through. I think it like takes that edge off. I feel like that might be one of the things that's doing it.
It's very like it has a wininess to it for sure. This could be like a very good profile for like a light Sauvignon Blanc or something like that. Little orangey, little passion fruities.
Yeah.
But maybe even sparkling. Like a sparkling white wine or something like that. So, I think that's why I appreciate most about it. It's just not overpowering. It's very smooth, light, and easy to drink, even at 9.1%, which probably puts it in the dangerous zone, because you can knock a couple of these back and he'll sneak up on you.
This will fuck you up.
Yes. So, please drink this slowly. We want to give you this warning now on the swig so you don't get got later.
Listen, you can swig the hell out of this one.
Mm-hmm. I am right now.
Yeah. So the West Coast joint, that was good. And it had more of that hop burn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not my style of West Coast IPA. That when I say I like a West Coast IPA, I'm looking for dank, resiny, crisp. That's another thing that I like with them.
It's almost crisp. A crunchiness to you.
They're damn near. You know what I'm saying? So that one, it was just, it really gave me a little bit of East Coast, West Coast combo. That's with the rhyme. This not even an overly juicy East Coast. They operating for me like in the middle of those profiles. Or really they're closer to each other than they are further apart. Like they're close. You know what I'm saying? They really like they meeting in the Midwest.
Fluffy, super fluffy.
Yeah. Both of them
a
like
little creamier and fluffier to me.
Both of them meeting in like St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kansas City.
They was like,
somewhere.
They were in
hanging
Kansas
out with
City.
Mahomes and all.
They pulled up. They were like, oh yeah, I'm from the East Coast and I moved. And
West Coast, but I don't want to go to either one coast.
So I'm going
St. Louis?
I'm going to Kansas City for the weekend. Like
me too.
Me too.
Cool.
Like IPA. You know what I'm saying?
They got the IPA nod. Like Black people got the nod. When you're like, I don't know you, but we're in a place where we don't dominate. We're here, eye to eye.
But this East Coast joint, this Reason.
Man, that's good.
That is good.
Reason won this rap battle.
Yeah. I was really hoping for rhyme too. I was like, oh, come through on the rhyme. But if you take Bearded Iris's if you take their their standard I don't know.
Tunnel Vision or the Homestyle?
Well, the way they make the IPAs, they really they make them more East Coastish.
Yeah.
So I don't look for Bitter Iris to make me a West Coast IPA. This is a challenge to you, Bearded Iris.
I'm calling you out.
Yeah, to make a danker one. That would be, a request, but...
Yeah, and shout out to Burial Beer, Other Half, and Creature Comforts for joining in on Reasons on this collab with beer at ours, because y'all did y'all thing on this one. Y'all killed it with this one. And I don't drink IPAs like that, so you hear it from me, a stout drinker, a porter drinker, and I'm saying this is hidden. It's hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was okay. This makes me want to send it to some folks.
Yeah.
And I might put it out there, like, listen, well, let me see if I could order rhyme and reasons. I feel like it might be sold out because of the anniversary.
Yeah. I might be able to get a crowd because I know they're going to have it on tap.
I think I'm going to bring somebody. I'm like, who want to go try rhyme and reason with me? And I'm just going to order reason.
Right. Like you get rhyme, I get reason.
I've already had both of them. I'm going to just get the reason. But I want to send it to some folks and really have them, determine, like, rhyme or reason. Which one you rocking with? I want to see what more people.
Biggie Tupac, what's going on?
Yeah. It's like, who you repping? So, Crowns and Hops, we was mentioning Crowns and Hops earlier. They hosted a live. Well, yeah, they hosted it, and Beaumont of the Black Beer Travelers, he moderated it, and it was a panel of just some influential Black brewery owners and beer businesses. I'm gonna say that because ATL Beer Boutique, Jen Price. Hey, Jen. She was on there as well. But that was a refreshing conversation.
That was awesome.
And it was, just to hear Black folks talk about beer. Anytime I have a circle of people, like when the Nashville folks get together and we're just trying beer and talking beer, it's very refreshing because I get to nerd out.
Yes, that's the best part.
But I get to nerd out with my people. You know what I'm saying? Shit I'm not really used to. And so that was a good conversation. They just touched on something. They touched on some things. You had a favorite part of yours.
Yeah, probably one of my favorite parts is I forget her name from Harlem Hops. She was mentioning that, like, we needed to create our own community and strengthen our own craft beer community and have an ecosystem that's going to be beneficial to us in every level. And I completely agree with that because that's something we need. Any parts of craft beer that's beyond Black people is not for us, whether that's intentional or accidental. Mm-hmm. It's not for us, and we don't fit in perfectly with that narrative. But if we have something like that for Black people in craft beer, it'll be easier to guide people in that world and be like, okay, this is where you need to go. And I just love that. So when we come and want to do a collaboration with a brewery, non-Black brewery, we have kind of a portfolio to present, and like, if this is what you want from us, this is what we need. Oh, you can't give us what you need? Cool. I'm going to go back to the ecosystem that's there. I know I can be successful. I know I can be making a bigger impact. And then if you want to come to us, you have to come correct. And I loved that part of that conversation because that's what we needed. And I've noticed it's easy. Then it's not as easy to pull certain people and be like, look, we worked with the Swig podcast. We worked with them. We're for Black people. It's like, no, you're not. You're not, because you didn't get into the ecosystem and work with everybody within that ecosystem. You just picked certain people that were kind of just, I don't want to say left straight, just out there. And you're just like, okay, we get them. That's going to fill our quota.
So we're going to have a deeper conversation on this because I'm really intrigued by this ecosystem conversation and what that can look like for Black people. For me, I think about the conversations that people have outside of beer, where they talk about they talk about black people creating their own community.
Right.
And they compare it to, you know, Asians created their own community. Hispanics created their own community. And the difference I see in that, those people came here by choice. Mm-hmm. And it's easier. Again, this is a larger conversation, so I'm giving you a piece of my thoughts. Yeah, I'm giving you a piece of my thoughts. So when these people, they came here more by choice or need, and they were able to plug into their community. Black people, overall, we are America. You know what I'm saying? Like the same white folks that was here when, you know, they pillaged and plundered. And they brought black people here. We were a part of, so we are America,
we're
right?
all the foundation.
So we didn't come here to create, you know, a lot of black people want us to create this ecosystem separate. Mm-hmm. And I'm not opposed to this. So please do not take my comments as me opposed to it. But I just see more of our struggle. Mm-hmm. So you're comparing us to people who came here willfully, to people who have been here. Our ecosystem is America.
Right.
We should be, quote unquote, mixing and mingling with Americans. Again, quote unquote.
Right.
And that point, so we, like, black and white shouldn't be the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're Americans, right?
Right.
And so when you say compare us to Asians or Hispanics, and we're Americans. So if I'm looking for Americans, is black people, is white people. I mean, of course, there's other people who are Americans, but I'm talking just like foundation, you know, started the, you know,
founding fathers.
Yeah. So I want to see what that ecosystem can be, but anytime we have that conversation, it's like, y'all, we are American. Like, you know what I'm saying?
100% get what you're saying. I think it's, for me, I don't want black people to have to hinge our success on what white people are going to do in any industry.
Right.
That's where I'm coming from. That's why I appreciate that comment.
Yeah. Now, history has made it where we absolutely have to figure out a way to support ourselves and create our own ecosystem. But that's the frustrating part when I'm like, well, why aren't they doing, you know, they did it and they did it. It's like, y'all, we shouldn't have to do it.
Right.
We shouldn't, like, yeah, they more or less have to do it because they came in, and so they have to, either they're going to assimilate or they're going to create their own.
Assimilate or create.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, but we created America.
But y'all want us to assimilate.
Yeah,
like,
y'all
it's
want
vice versa. It's
both.
create and assimilate versus like assimilate or create. I think that's the difference.
I'm getting intoxicated, so that was very confusing.
But it's like,
but you don't have to go. No,
for the people of the world.
Yeah, they might have understood it. I'm just saying that I got a little confused. Say it again.
But for like, I feel like for black people, we were forced to create, we were forgotten, and then we have to assimilate. Versus like people coming willfully, is like you have the choice of either creating or assimilating.
Okay, yeah,
that's why I was coming from. It's like we created.
It wasn't
America.
It was
but I'm just saying, like, I'm going into my, like, I guess stepping on my soapbox is like, we were forced to create America, but yet, even though we created it, you made rules for something we created that we have to assimilate to.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah.
Like, everything y'all have is because of us.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have to, like, do...
And that's why we got to change. That's
a nice subject. I don't want to articulate that wrong. So.
We do have to come in and we have to now create a space for ourselves. But it's very frustrating because we should not have to create a separate space for ourselves.
Exactly.
That's really what it boils down to for me. And I don't like when black people compare our communities because and blame it on us for not creating this thing. And it's like, we shouldn't have to create this because we've already created it.
We are it. Yeah. Like, whatever it you're talking about,
like,
we are it.
You know we created it because we fucking, so.
It's like, even like with beer. Starts in Mesopotamia, Egypt. Started in Africa. but yet Europe gets the credit. Mm-hmm. I was like, so did gentrification start back then? But that's a whole nother conversation.
Whole nother conversation. So I'm gonna take it to a whole nother. Well, you know what? We got one more beer to try. You finished?
Yeah.
I got a sip. It's probably 2 sips, but this one is a Bougie S'more Stout.
Well, excuse me.
What I thought I was grabbing, I did not grab.
I'm not mad at it though, because you know I'm a stout drinker. So
yeah,
I'm never gonna be mad at a stout.
The funny thing is, I was like, I don't think we tried a stout. I was like, damn, we don't have no stout in the lineup or any other beer.
That's funny.
But I happened to bring one in. I thought I was gonna have us trying a black IPA. And the reason I want us to try the black IPA is because we are going to brew a black IPA for our anniversary. We're coming up on 1 year in April. So there'll definitely be more details for that. But it's going to,
Save of it the day coming soon.
Yeah, it's definitely coming soon. And we're partnering with Black Abbey. We're collabing with them to create it. So I'm excited. Ben and Alicia, like a dope ass people, and they're
shouts to Carl.
Yeah, Carl. You know,
if you need terrible dad jokes, turn to Carl.
Definitely Carl.
Love you, man.
Isaiah, you too. We love you too. You know, so I wanted us to have that just as a research.
Exactly.
You know, R&D. But I didn't grab the right thing, which also works for me because, damn, that popped on me a little bit. Ooh, that was tasty. We have Black Calder. Again, Bougie S'more Stout. It's a stout with graham crackers, dark chocolate, marshmallow, and peanut butter. I did get a little peanut butter on there. 9%. This is black owned.
Wait, that thing pouring. I love the can. It's like an all black can, y'all.
Yeah, so they got this all black like matte can. It's like
fire.
The can is just sexy.
I might ask to keep this. Can I have this can?
Yeah, you can have the can. It's sexy, so that's cool.
It's like and it's like gold, like their logos in gold, but it's like a glossy gold. And yeah, it's just sexy. Like I can't describe it any other way. It's just sexy as hell.
Yeah. So if we're talking about can art that kind of attracts black people, they definitely got it.
That
got
aroma
it there.
though is that aroma. That's all I can say about it. Like that aroma is hidden.
Yo, when it splashed on me, and I got a little bit of that. I got the graham cracker on the front. I just like took it off my hands in a sense. Like they licked it off my hands. Don't judge me. That was a good little taste. So I'm about to take my first sip. Let me.
Yeah, check that out.
I sniff it. I'm getting the graham cracker.
Yeah, graham cracker all on the aroma for sure.
Ooh. This is bougie. I can see why they call it bougie.
I need my pinky out. Hold up. And go to
because
be a
it's
part
not,
of Jack and Jill.
So what I love about it is it's not overly sweet. It's look, can I see the can again? I want to see.
You feel the 9% in this.
Yeah, I get that peanut butter. The peanut butter on the back end.
Yes, most definitely.
Peanut butter on the back end for sure. And it's not none of it is overwhelming. It all blends perfectly.
It's well done. It's well brewed. Every adjunct like goes hand in hand with each other, and it finishes how you expect it to finish. There's no surprises, good or bad with it. You're like, oh, you got this. We got graham cracker on the front end and peanut butter. It's almost as if they put the ingredients in order of what you're going to taste.
Yes.
Or smell to taste.
Yeah, because the dark chocolate is what coats the whole, like it definitely coats your tongue.
It definitely dipped in dark chocolate.
The marshmallow comes through just, it takes the edge off, if you will. It adds like a nice little finish.
My only nitpicky thing, I was like, how did you do the marshmallow flavor to it? Was it vanilla bean?
Is it lactose or
is it vanilla bean, or is it actually marshmallow fluff?
Yeah,
like that's a good question, Calder. If you hear this episode, let us know.
Yeah, okay, I like this, Calder. So I'm actually planning a trip up there. No, wait, no, this is Michigan. I'm not planning a trip to Michigan. Planning a trip to Ohio.
I feel like we have a Michigan beer every few episodes. We might need to do a road trip up there.
Oh, I want to go to Michigan. I'm just planning a trip for the Black Beer Experience group. Yeah, you can have the can. For the Black Beer Experience group, that's gonna be a fun experience. Going to some black-owned breweries in Ohio. I got confused with my states, and that's gonna be having going to support the black-owned breweries, having everybody just coming together and drinking and turning up on a beer level, because I feel like beer turn up is a little different than like an alcohol turn up.
Yeah.
That's where my head is with it. So that's gonna be fun. But this Michigan trip, I'm totally down for that. I'm ready.
That happen for sure.
Look, I'm ready to bust moves, man. I think everybody's ready to bust moves.
Yes.
This weekend when we went to Crazy Gnome, like, more power to them. I like to see that they're getting customers and busy. We had to sit outside, which a preference for us. I mean, at this time, it's definitely a preference because I'd rather sit outside and enjoy the outdoor space when applicable.
Right, me too.
And I think everybody's ready to bust a move. You said you went to New Heights.
I went to New Heights and Bearded Iris and
Thick.
Both jumping.
The thick.
But like everybody was pretty much outside, so I was like, oh, okay, like people are goddamn ready. Like whether we are ready or not, people do not care.
Yeah.
Like they want to get out so bad. They wasted all 2020 in the house. 2021, they're like, this shit, we're going to be outside 2021. I don't care.
I think there's definitely COVID fatigue.
Yes.
I'm ready to get my vaccine.
At a fever pitch right now.
Yeah, I'm ready to get vaccinated.
Me too.
And once we're able to do that, I already know, like, the summertime is about to be popping. And you're just going to have to figure out your level of comfort.
Yes.
There's going to be some people who still stay in the house. And I hope that you get beer delivered and all of that. There are going to be some people who won't go anywhere without a mask. That's going to be me. There's going to be some people who are just ready to no mask it, fuck the world. Right. I'm just out here, doing me.
Do what I want.
Yeah. And, those people are going to exist. I don't like those people for real.
Yeah,
like, overall. I think everybody should be rocking with a mask. And, like, especially if I'm going to be vaccinated and rocking with a mask. So I'm ready to go to a festival. Now.
I'm the same route. I don't be vaccinated. And I was just even talking to my girlfriend. I was like, I might just keep wearing one when it's like high allergy flu season. Because while wearing one now, I have yet to have any other sickness.
Yeah.
Like I've been healthy. I always struggle with like allergies personally myself. Haven't had not nary a sniffle.
That's great.
Like
that's great.
Not nan sniffle at all.
Though I'm ready to be. So I'm not ready for full attendance.
Me neither.
Yeah, that's the part. I'm not ready for full attendance. So I still, as we're easing into larger groups, it'll be like halfway. It'll be halfway through. It'll be, I think it would be like halfway through. And I mean, really not halfway through, half attendance, and I can make that happen with my mask on, as long as I'm hanging with people I love. Like, I'm so ready to go to really I'm ready to go to any music festival, honestly. Like, I want to see Ari Lennox on the stage. I want to see Jasmine Sullivan on the stage. I'm just ready to experience that. And I'm cool with having a full mask situation. What I don't want is to have... I'm also willing to pay a little bit more than I would typically pay to help you cover those expenses, to not have the full capacity of a festival. Because I don't need all those people there. What I need is some good music, a section. Do I want like a dome? I don't know. I don't know if I would want. I don't know if I want to pay for like a 6x6 area though. No, I would. Y'all, it's real. It's real. I want to pay for a 6x6 area to go to a festival. Like I'll
Oh yeah.
You know, I'll pay a little more. I'll pay a little more for a ticket.
I would definitely, not even an argument.
I'll pay a little more for a ticket for y'all not to be at full capacity.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like I saw something on Twitter, I think somewhere in the UK, they had an outside festival, but they had these pods. So you and your friends can be in these pods, but like you're not touching anybody else. You're not that close.
That's why I wasn't sure if I would. I wasn't sure if I would do that though.
And it depends on I can't remember the number, but it was like.
Well, it depends on how the pod is set up.
Yeah,
because I need to be able
like a square. Like, I don't know the measurements, but like it was just like a square.
I was calling it 6x6, but you know,
it was somewhere. I can't even find the post anywhere, so I'm not even gonna try to look for it.
But like blocking off that area where I stand, I think I would be good with that. Like, don't come in my boundaries of my tape.
Right. If I order drinks, just drop it off at my little opening. I will pull it in for our friends. Yeah. Or someone on my friend group will bring it in and we can share that way.
2021, I'm not ready to go back to quote unquote normal.
No.
We need to figure out a way to make things comfortable, but I am ready to take those steps to...
Right. Would that mean multi-day events that are usually one-day events? Like a festival that's one day, maybe make it 2 days?
I think some 2-day opportunities would be good. And the question is, will that work for will that work for music? You know what I'm saying? Like, sure. You got to pay the people for 2 days. I think celebrities are going to have to bite the bullet a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's like, because y'all need to get out as bad as we want to get out.
Yeah, so. And again, just for 2021, like, don't think that you can get this celebrity in 2022 at the same price you got them in 2021. But I feel like celebrities and musical celebrities, I'm mainly talking about music festivals.
Musicians and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they need to have offer a little bit of grace on their price.
Oh, yeah.
And so, no, you can't charge the full amount because the people aren't ready for it. So therefore, the festival can't pay you it. And so, like, there has to be a collaboration just this year, because 2022, I feel like we can everybody gonna be busting it wide open. I'm still gonna have my mask on in 2022.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be everywhere in 2022 because I'm gonna be vaccinated and
Same here. Same here.
Will I be vaccination of like, will I be vaccinated every year? I don't know.
If I need to be like,
but it depends.
I will be personally.
Yeah, I don't do flu vaccines for real because they get changed, and I'm trying to like catch up to the. Oh
yeah, I'm a flu vaccinator for sure.
Just like, knock on wood, and I'm not gonna knock because I don't want to have to edit this part. But knock on wood, I haven't gotten sick like even a common cold for real, and like forever my immune system is pretty dope. So I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, why would I break that? Like, I literally haven't gotten sick on my own in years. And I'm talking, like, I haven't had the flu since I was 12, for real. But even like a common cold, I haven't really had one of those in probably 20 years. So
I suffer from allergies really bad.
When I moved up to Nashville, I had some of the worst allergies because I'll get ear infections, and they were like, "Damn, you getting a lot of ear infections." I'm like, "What the fuck?" But it ended up evening out for me.
Yeah, being like we're both from Atlanta. Like I have allergies.
Yeah,
like I have to take Claritin when the seasons start to change because if I don't, I'm got.
Yeah,
by the weather. Like, I will get sick. So, like, I take the flu vaccine so I don't get got by the flu. Allergies, like, I even thought about, like, whatever the process is. Because I know you can get your sinuses removed. I get bad sinus infections, too. So, I get all the sicknesses.
That's my brother right there.
If I don't act at the right time,
gotcha.
It's a wrap. Every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my sinuses started to hurt, but I think I'm fine. That next day when I have that conversation with myself, I'm fucking sick. Every time.
See,
every time.
So it's hard for me to, like, when I don't actually get sick, to be like, oh, I need a vaccine. You know, I've been, like, we were in New Orleans when that shit popped off, and we came back and we didn't get sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I was a carrier. That's a whole nother level, but I was in the mix and I didn't get sick, and I'm thankful. I'm not trying to minimize any of this. I believe in vaccines and all of that good stuff. It's just the reason why I don't typically get them is like, if I'm not getting sick, why would I go?
It's a fair argument. I think a lot of people get upset about that is because, like, people roast one way or the other. If you don't get it, you're like, you're a heathen.
Yeah.
Like, you don't, like, you don't care about anybody else, but if you get it, you're like, oh, you scared, you're a sheep, da da da. So people have that, like, adversarial conversation rather than be like, okay, I get why you don't get it, but don't get upset somebody else got it.
I just don't like when people use those bullshit ass reasons. For me, and you might consider my reason for not getting the flu vaccine a bullshit ass reason, but on COVID, when they're like, the government does this, I'm like, the government didn't give us the vaccine last time. That was the issue. If they're saying, here, I want to give you the vaccine, and everybody's getting the vaccine, then maybe it might be all right.
I want to get the vaccine.
So, but fuck COVID. Everybody has fatigue. I'm ready to be over this shit.
Out and about. We want to do live Swig shows, like,
right. We want to bring in some people that's not beer drinkers and start introducing them to beer and just have those conversations. And in order for us to really do that, we need COVID to, like,
go the fuck away.
Go away as
go
much
home.
as possible.
Go home, bro. Go home, Roger.
Please and thank you. So, as we wrap this shit up, I wanted to bring up the movies.
Yes.
So, Coming to America is dropping on Friday.
Yes.
Coming to America 2. I'm sorry. Coming to America 2. Coming to America is one of my favorite movies. That shit was fucking hilarious. If white people listening, if you haven't watched Coming to America, do that.
Yes.
Number one, if you're a smoker, you like to get high, whatever kind of
it's the
high
perfect
you like
high
to get.
movie.
It's a hilarious high movie. It's not a silly high movie. It's just a good high movie. Yeah.
It's fucking good.
Yeah. And then support black movies. And on Friday, Coming to America 2 is dropping. Which, again, watch Coming to America 1 so you can understand what the movie is about. Refresh yourself. Coming to America, like, you might understand some of the black jokes that we might make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we mention McDougal's, you'd be like, what? Not frugal McDougal's. Nah, nigga.
Not the chicken spot on in Hillsborough over by Vanderbilt. We ain't talking about that.
You know, so you definitely want to watch the first episode, and then on the flip side of it, coming into Friday watching Coming to America 2. But so we'll be talking about Coming to America 2 on an upcoming episode. It's gonna be. I'm excited about it. I'm thinking I might dress up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I might dress up. I might have to find something to whatever. You know, that might be the case. But did you watch One Night in Miami?
I did.
Yo.
I did. That was beautifully shot, beautifully acted, beautifully
Regina
written.
King, sis.
Regina King. Big head.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just kidding, girl. I'm just kidding, babe. Love you.
Everybody got that celebrity. They got that celebrity crush. You know what I'm saying? Is that your one? You know,
yeah.
But Regina King is dope. She produced and directed it. Definitely directed it, and.
It was beautiful.
So
it was so beautiful. I'm sorry, but like that shit was so beautiful.
This movie was about Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali,
Sam Cooke, and
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, yes.
And like these four men were in different. Kind of in the same stage, and they talk about it in the movie, but like the same stage in their career in a sense. Outside of Sam Cooke, who wasn't looking for the white man's dollar,
right? But like Sam was popular. They were both like all of them, like either like at the height of their career or like one quote unquote viral moment for that time period away from getting to where they were.
I think they all were at the height. They were at the ceiling breaking stage. I know we typically use ceilings with women, but like with black people in general, there's this other ceiling that exists.
There's many other ceilings.
Yeah, right. But you know that's where they were with things, and they were getting that notoriety. They had bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like they were right on the cusp. And
they were popping.
It was beautiful to see these black men interacting, holding each other accountable, joking on each other. And so they
were flaming the fuck out of each other.
It was really, this One Night in Miami was really about, now, when you think about One Night in Miami, you can't think about it in 2021
no
terms.
King of Diamonds type shit.
Yeah, you can't think about it like that. But
One night of Miami that changes the history of black people.
It did.
Like
it did. That was really the catalyst for Sam Cooke's Change Gonna Come. Not that he hadn't written it already, but to release it.
Release it and people understand the context of it, all that stuff, and even with like Muhammad Ali becoming Muhammad Ali. He was a Cassius Clay.
He was Cassius Clay, and that was like
right up until that moment, like you got like
Cassius X
behind. Yeah, it was like you got behind that door finally of like how he go from Cassius to Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
you heard about it, like he was sticking up for it, but like you heard the nitty gritty, dirty work he had to do. I don't want to even call it dirty work, but like for the sake of conversation, dirty work is like. You had to do things that were outside of your comfort zone to become Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Like, he almost didn't come Muhammad Ali until, like, this one night in Miami, literally.
It really was, like, the catalyst for it. That was the trigger. I mean, he had already been moving towards that, but that was, like, the switch, I would say. That
right. He could have gone, switched all the way back just to be an athlete, and that's it.
No, he would have never just been an athlete. That man was, but I know what you're saying. But he was just so much more. But,
or he wouldn't have gone over that hill. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so I loved One Night in Miami. I need to see that win awards. I need to see that get the accolades it deserves.
Yeah, and you gotta know the story. You gotta know the history to feel it. If you don't know it and you read it, and you might get something different. But if you know what's going on.
That was 1964.
Yeah.
And within the next year, 2 of them were gone.
Yeah.
Sam Cooke died, I want to say maybe later that year in 1964, but definitely by 1965.
Malcolm X was like a few days later.
Yeah. Like all of this It was
That's got I loved like hear like those events of like you knowing something bad is about to happen to you. How do you keep going forward? Like,
and that's what Malcolm X did. Like you could see those moments where like he knew they were like, I thought you were in the Brotherhood, you know, to death, and he was like, we're gonna find out. And my man found out.
Right. I was like, I was like, damn, I what does that feel like leading up? Be like, I know I'm doing things right, but like I don't get to see it. Mm-hmm. How to I want to know the feelings behind that.
Yeah.
And like, how do you deal with that leading up? Like you knowing your demise could come at any second. How are you living? How are you thinking? How are you talking?
If you believe in your message, and if you believe in your efforts, then you know you can see yourself as a martyr, and that's what he did. That was the comment. You know, he made a comment about I don't know the quote, but you know, about being a martyr, and then 2 days later he was dead. So, and that's when he came to fame for real. People knew Malcolm X and they heard his words and all of that. But once he had that autobiography published, you know, that's when he became. People understood his plight. Yeah, his plight. And then the movie I already watched was the other movie, I Care a Lot.
Yes.
So. I Care a Lot. I didn't know who it. So okay, we probably should have gave. There might be some spoilers in here. I don't feel like I gave any spoilers.
It's gonna be some accidental spoilers. We're gonna put that.
One Night in Miami. I don't think we gave any spoilers. And because it was a conversation. That's a
historical movie, so if you know your history, you kind of know the outcome.
Yeah, and nobody died in that movie or nothing like that, right? So it was just literally one night. Go listen to the conversation. But the I Care a Lot, that shit was interesting. I enjoyed that movie, but I didn't know who to root for. Typically in a movie, you see what I'm saying? Like typically in a movie, you like, oh no, I'm rooting for them. I'm like, oh wait,
it was hard to say who was the bad guy.
In the beginning, I was still like, free the old lady, like, you know, because you doing some dirty shit, bitch. But who had her captured? But the guy who was trying to get her released, I'm like, you doing just this dirty stuff. And I still feel like this old lady need to be released. But y'all got a lot going on right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm the same way. I'm like, is everybody just, like, it's one of those, like, sociological questions. Is everybody inherently good or everybody inherently evil?
Everybody was inherently evil in that bit.
Right.
And it paid back.
But it makes you think, like, which inherent evil do I want to deal with?
Right.
Do I want it as advantageous towards me, or do I want it advantageous for protecting people, but I gotta get dirty to protect these people? That's the question. Like, do I want to protect people in a dirty way? But is it protecting you though?
Was he protecting?
Exactly. That's literally the question I'm asking. I'm like, was he protecting?
You start running the gamut. I don't know. I'm not sure he was protecting.
The way, I won't say anything, but like the way it ended, I was surprised by, because I had another thought how it was supposed to end. Yeah. Because the main character, like Icarus and Daedalus, like they fly too close to the sun. She was flying way too close to the sun. So like something's going to happen. But the way it ended, I'm like, oh shit. I forgot about this part. Well done, movie writers. Well done.
So I can't say, I don't know if it was well done for me. The movie just like changed course. It took a hard left turn.
A couple times.
Yeah.
A couple times. It's gonna go this way. Oh, you over here. And then it came back.
I appreciated the movie. And it was fun to watch because it was something that I hadn't necessarily seen before. Mm-hmm. It might have been done before, but I ain't seen that movie that did it, right? So I appreciate it. I would definitely suggest people to watch it. Because Because it's not a bad movie at all.
No, not at all.
It's just going to be like, you just going to sit there and you, if you're anything like me, you didn't know where to place your, like, where to place your loyalty.
That's real.
And then you like, wait, even if you did place your loyalty, you like, wait, no, this is bad. Don't do that. You find yourself maybe switching and shit. So it had me all over the place. It was not a movie. It didn't follow the traditional way of.
I think that's why I loved it. It was like,
and that is why I loved it. But it definitely left me with a like, but. Okay, it just let me confused. It was confusing at different times because, like, I don't know who I should be fucking with. That's a good
movie for me. It was like, I think I don't want to predict a movie.
Yeah,
like, I knew Shining the Marvelous If it was going to do this by the end of the movie.
Yeah,
I would just rather be like, I think she's going to do this. Oh shit, Shining did that.
Oh, you did not.
God damn. Okay. Okay, Shining, that's what's up.
I feel you.
Word.
Well. I would definitely suggest catching One Night in Miami. Everybody, like, take some time, 2 hours out your evening, and watch One Night in Miami. Just get a different aspect of, like, what it is to be a black man during that time. But those kind of, even that relates to even, like, now, right?
Right, like being brave enough to take hold of a movement, knowing where, like, a movement is bigger than you. And you're still doing what you're doing, or even why, and even why you might get pushback from black people. Mm-hmm. They might if you really watch that movie with an open mind, you might understand why you get some pushback from black people in different in your workplace or whatever, and them just not taking it at face value, but and then if y'all watching Coming to America. Hit me up on IG. I want to know your thoughts. Yeah, same here. Hit us up.
Yeah, like let's talk about it. Like, hit me on the Swig podcast. On IG at Swig, the Swig podcast. Fuck, yes. I'm drunk.
The Swig podcast. Yes,
I'm drunk. I had a lot to drink yesterday, y'all, and then I was drunk.
Yeah, I had mimosas this morning, so
I was already drunk starting this thing, and then he wanted to open beers on our pre-show where we got and just getting things together, and now I'm here drinking 10%ers and stouts and shit, and I'm feeling good.
She's in my world now.
So
I got my Thanos glove on.
Hit us on the Swig podcast. You can find me at the Black Beer Experience.
You can find me at the Bearded Brother.
And yeah, man, I want to know what y'all think about Coming to America 2. And if you are a brewery and you want to show your receipts, I would love to share them on our platform. I would love to share like why you might not have given 100%. Like help us understand. Help understand and, as well. Yeah, and we might calling you to the carpet right now, but we really just want to get in the mind of a company that did not follow the rules.
We follow rules, not follow.
It's like I'm cool with not following the rules. Just help us understand. That's really what it is. But we appreciate y'all listening.
Yes, we love you, of course,
always and forever. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Lift your glass to the Swig podcast and keep toasting.